Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 9:02 a.m. and you are listening to and watching Good Morning, Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. It's Tuesday. We hope that you guys are doing well, feeling well, and ready to talk about some light information this morning. Sales taxes.
Sales taxes.
Yeah, nice, easy stuff to get into the morning with. You know, if you can survive this, you got a great day ahead of you.
Let's talk about public safety.
All the things.
Everybody wants public safety.
They do.
It's our quality of life depends upon our public safety.
Yeah. Everybody wants kung fu fighting, too.
No.
Did you get that?
No, Curtis, not everybody. But
Thinking
maybe
of the song.
not everybody.
9:02 is the time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Mavis Bates and Corinne Pierog of the Kane County Board. And, Kane County Board member and Kane County chair, respectively. So here to talk about the sales tax referendum. We got a fact sheet, which we'll share later on for you guys. Mavis, let's start off. Tell us about the referendum and its importance.
So I can read to you what the referendum is going to ask.
Please.
This is going to be on the ballot on April 1st. And the question will be, to pay for public safety purposes, shall the County of Kane be authorized to impose an increase on its share of local sales taxes by 0.75%, which I will explain.
Okay.
So what does that mean to you in dollars and cents? The referendum is going to add 0.75% tax on a purchase, not including food, not including medicine. Prescription medicine and non-prescription medicine are both excluded from this tax, as are other medical needs. Cars, trucks, buses, if you buy a bus, anything with any vehicle, registered vehicle, will not be included in this tax. So what does 0.75% mean? It means on a $100 purchase, not food, not medicine, on a $100 purchase, you would pay 75 cents. On a $10 purchase, you'd pay 7.5 cents. And so that's what the referendum is about. And it's about we are devoting this money to public safety. And public safety is one of the most important things that we can do to maintain our quality of life in Kane County. It's what keeps our kids safe when they walk to school. It's what keeps us safe in our jobs, on our roads. Public safety is a quality of life issue, and we have to make sure that, and it's not free, it's not cheap. Thank you.
Right,
Okay.
Very well said. Corinne?
Oh, sure. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm really excited. And good morning, Aurora. Beautiful city, especially when you're coming over the hill and I get to see the river with all of the buildings, the tops of the rooftops.
Sun starts to peek through a little
it's
bit.
just
Great.
it's spectacular. Aurora's got great architecture and a great promise for the future and for the present, which is why we're here with this conversation about our sales tax. There are a couple things a county and a municipality needs. The most important thing, in my opinion, are great schools, which is why I came here many years ago. I've been here in Kane County now for 25 years, to make sure that my children would get the best education that they could possibly have. And they were successful. I mean, solid, caring people, caring for our schools, great teachers, great community support within that, whether it be the sports, arts programs, sciences, etc. So that was one reason. But the other reason is I was a single mom. So I wanted to make sure that instead of moving to Chicago area, God, I love Chicago, it's where my family is from, but I wanted to make sure that I felt safe, that I felt secure. And that was some promise that Kane County made. So having safe streets, the ability to walk your dog or walk your children back and forth to school, or have your children walk independently back and forth to school, was really critical for me. And then, of course, great schools and have great recreational opportunities is the third one. And that was all of Kane County, between the river, the beautiful forest preserves, the bike trails. All of that was allowing us to participate in a safe, just wonderful manner. So that's why we need the sales tax levy. Right now, as we're all aware, expenses have gone up. We wanted to make sure that we paid our staff, the 1,300 employees who work for Kane County, an appropriate wage. For many, many years, their wages were deflated.
Right.
They were. When I first came here, I got elected in 2020, so I came in December of that year, and we had people who could make more money at McDonald's by about $5 an hour than they were working for the circuit clerk. And when that was brought to my attention that some of our people who were working for us were actually eligible to collect food stamps, I went, oh, no. When our state's attorneys were making $35,000 to $40,000 a year and had to work at Pottery Barn, who doesn't like Pottery Barn, right? Or a retail store, part-time, so that they can help to make ends meet, things had to change. And it's not because of the salaries, it's because of the sharp turnover that constantly occurred. And anybody who owns a business or manages a business, you know once you go through the expense of training your staff, you want to maintain that staff. You want them to thrive. You want them to grow. You want them to contribute. And they're not contributing to a private firm. They're contributing to Kane County to make sure that, once again, our streets are safe, that our children are safe. So that's one of the reasons we brought this forward. It was voted upon in September of last year, and it was a nonpartisan vote. There are 19 board members in the room. I think I was doing the count the other day, on that day. 15 of them, both Republicans and Democrats, voted in support of this. 4 did not. So here we are asking you, the voters, if this would be something you'd be willing to support. It's truly your decision.
Very well said. Now, there is, I do want to read this sentence here because it's very important. Mavis touched on it a little bit, but it's also within the realm of what Good Morning Aurora has been doing and supporting for coming up to 5 years now. The intention is to raise funds to support public safety in our county, including our sheriffs and courts, the coroner, the circuit clerk, 911, and the Office of Emergency Management. I don't think a lot of people know, the entire nuts and bolts, and I think that really explains what those services are and how important they are. Mavis.
Right. Well, public safety is huge.
Yes.
It's so huge that it's 71% of our general fund budget.
Wow.
It's not, like I said, it's not cheap,
Right.
because it includes our sheriff's office and all of his deputies, all of his cars, and equipment that he needs. It includes the state's attorney's office, which is everything, and some of those offices are listed here. Some of the things that the state's attorney is providing is our Child Advocacy Center. So the Child Advocacy Center is part of public safety. This is our rapid response to any cases of child abuse. Our state's attorneys are there to protect our children. Part of public safety includes social workers who can go out with the sheriffs and our sheriff's deputies on calls where clearly the issue is not a criminal, it's a mental illness. And we need to send out a social worker, not just a deputy. This is included in public safety. And then one of the issues that has been such a unifier on the Kane County Board, and I said this last night at the library, I often wonder what will unite us in America, in Kane County. And sometimes I think, well, if we were invaded by Martians, would we come together to fight?
I think that'd be the thing to get people together. You know what? We should work together.
In a nonpartisan manner.
Yeah.
A common enemy.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what unites the Kane County Board. The Kane County State's Attorney Child Exploitation Unit is about child pornography. And we had an assistant state's attorney come and speak to us about this. He was almost in tears. There wasn't a dry eye in the room. Child pornography is one of the things that we will keep fighting strongly with the funds that we receive. Many things in Kane County are mandated. Right. They're mandated by federal laws, they're mandated by state laws. Some things are not mandated. It's not mandated to send a social worker out on these very sensitive calls. So, that's just part of public safety, and you listed them.
And
Right.
if I may, I'd like to just dive down a little bit further with this child pornography. The unit that was established to set this up happened last year in April. Shortly thereafter, it was a very small operation with just a couple of attorneys. They were experts in what they did. They came to speak to us that fall. And as Mavis alluded to, there was not a dry eye, including the attorney, when he was reflecting on some of the cases he had to work on. But while they're doing great work, the work continues. And yesterday, actually was on Friday's Daily Herald, there were 2 cases that were brought to my attention, but these cases are continuing. We continue to see them in the newspaper because, unfortunately, I can't figure this out, but I don't know the answer. But the predators are being investigated and arrested and prosecuted. So an 84-year-old man was charged with sexually assaulting 5 minors. He lives in Montgomery. A 73-year-old North Aurora man was arrested facing child pornography. I heard on the radio today a fireman who lives in St. Charles, worked in Carpentersville, was laid off in 2023. Why? Because he was arrested for child pornography. In St. Charles, the head of the PTO in one of the middle schools was arrested for soliciting boys
And
and
this is in
grooming
one
them.
newspaper?
This
One paper has 2 articles?
This kind of work is not, as again, regulated. We do not have to do it. But as a grandmother, hell yes. Hell yes, we need to do this.
It makes a huge impact, and it is changing a lot of lives. That unit that Jamie Monster's office has, it continues to do a lot of good work. And like you said, those papers are full of these stories and these people getting caught because so much work has been put into it now to catch
Correct.
these people, to catch these offenders.
And this
Mavis.
is a unifier.
Yes,
It really
absolutely.
is. I'd like to talk about something.
Yes.
I'd like to talk about why we're doing a sales tax instead of a property tax.
I was just going to,
Well said. Well done.
Okay.
Good job. Good job.
I'm with you,
it's
Curtis.
the Mavis show. I'm just a guest here, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, we're going to sit back here.
Hey, good morning, everybody. If you're just joining us, too, good morning to you all.
Well, okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
An important point about this public safety sales tax referendum is that it is a sales tax and not a property tax. And there's a couple reasons for that. And Madam Chair, you can chime in also here. But the sales tax makes sure that people from outside Kane County who come here to shop, maybe at the outlet mall or in downtown Geneva, outsiders come to Kane County to shop. We are a destination. So those outsiders who use our services, who enjoy our public safety, will help pay for the public safety. And another issue that makes a sales tax attractive is that, and more fair, is that it's not a rise in the property tax. So we know that our homeowners are already doing their fair share and helping to support our lives, our quality of life, our services. So a sales tax does not add a burden to the property tax. So that's why it's a sales tax.
DuPage County, who many of us like to go to, and is certainly from the Kane County perspective, we always look at DuPage County as a model for good governance and fiscal management. But they have a sales tax model rather than a property tax model. They have, because of all the stores they have, the shopping malls, they're able to take in a great deal of sales tax. Kane County is per capita the lowest, that means for the tax rates, the lowest tax rate within the northern Illinois region, and by a lot. So this is going to help structurally balance a structurally deficit budget. And it's been a structural deficit since about 2017. The board finally stood up and said that we've got to start taxing new construction at the appropriate rate. Before that, even new construction was not taxed at the rate a year after with improved property. And what does that mean for us, for all of us who are homeowners or we have apartments that we rent, is that we have to pay a greater share of the tax burden because other people are being undertaxed. So with that, with having that kind of equity now, at least with the sales tax, we all pay our fair share, no matter what income level. And obviously, people who have more money may buy, instead of a $25 purse that's a third markdown, they may go out and buy $300, a $400 bag. So it's flexible, it's variable about how much your budget allows you to buy, what you can support, and what your needs are as a person or your desires. It was questioned whether or not this is entertainment is going to be taxed. So I called up the Paramount Theater. I asked them a direct question, because we all love going to the Paramount if we can to go see their great plays. There's no tax. There's no sales tax on a ticket. You go see a movie, there's no tax. So that kind of thing is off the market. Also, what was said by Mavis, the state dictates what is taxed. We don't. So we are just following state mandate.
Right. Now, the next question I was getting to, which is kind of right here, and Mavis, Ms. Pierog, you touched on it. The Kane County Board has not increased property taxes on its citizens for more than a decade. So that was the why, the why now question. But I think you just explained that.
And we did do a property tax increase last year in '24, the very first one in over a decade, simply because of our growing concern for this structural deficit. What will happen if this doesn't get passed? And again, this is the voter's choice. We're asking for your permission to do this, is that there will be restructuring of the budget to make sure that we do not spend any more money than we actually have right now. And I hate to say this because it saddens me again, but there will be layoffs of people. That we have no choice. And what those layoffs will look like, we don't know yet, because that'll be the job of the board to make those very hard, challenging decisions. But it'll be impacting not only government services, but also public safety.
What has been the feedback that you have heard from folks who, for example, at the library, what are people saying when we start introducing this information to them?
I think the people of Kane County are understanding that this is necessary, that we're not doing this because we want to, we're doing it because we have to. People are saying that it's minimal. It is a small tax, 75 cents on a $100 purchase. And
that's not medicine, that's not groceries.
Not groceries.
And
so,
not related to cars and other vehicles.
Right. So if there's a family of 4 that's on a very minimal income, they have they can control their spending on this tax by not purchasing a new pair of shoes or new things, new stuff from a clothing store or a shoe store. Maybe they can make those shoes last another year, or not buy what Corinne already said, not buy the most expensive version. Food, everybody needs. Medicine, some people can't live without. Car, you really can't, in most places, live without a car. You can't get to your job without a car. So the necessities of life have been eliminated from this sales tax. And most people are saying they understand.
What's the feedback like from business owners?
Business owners.
So far, when I've talked to people, residents first of all, and I agree with what Mavis said. They want, don't worry about it. It sounds great.
Yeah.
It's not a threat to their checkbook or their finances, because it's discretionary spending. From business owners, when you have, again, I'm going to go back, safe streets, safe environment, a place where people can go shopping safely. That's the most important thing for a thriving economy.
I agree.
businesses come here because good schools, recreational opportunities, and public safety.
Right.
And Chicago area and many of the other communities, counties have a sales tax already around us. We are number 4 ranking for relocation of businesses here in the Chicago land market, which includes Kane County. So our newly developed economic development organization realizes that this is incredibly important. So I'm not hearing any negativity on this at all. I think they're more worried about what can be happening on the federal level than they are here, which is, if I may, another reason why I feel very, very convinced that this is the right move for Kane County residents, because this allows us to take care of our own. We're threatened. We may not get federal grants. We may not get the federal state pass-through grants, but this is something we can do for ourselves.
Very well said. Very well said.
There's some other benefits I'm going to add. You added many. So people understand that the benefits of this sales tax will include stronger public safety. We will be able to keep the great programs that our sheriff and our state's attorney and all of our other offices and departments that are part of public safety we can keep those great programs and extend them. We'll have better community services. We'll know that when we call 911, there will be somebody there to answer right away. We will get the responses we need. There will be upgraded infrastructure, including maintaining our own, some of the jail. We have a jail 24/7. The jail was having problems with their water system, weren't they?
Correct.
And the chiller on the Judicial Center.
And their kitchen. Oh my God, the poor kitchen.
And we have to maintain the jail 24/7/365. And so that's just some of the infrastructure that we need to maintain. The buildings I said already, 71% of our budget goes directly towards public safety. That's our job, right? The main job of Kane County is providing public safety. Then the other 29%, doing the math, 29% of the budget is mainly services that help maintain that public safety. IT is in that 29%. Well, the IT is there to help public safety. Administration, which is keeping a roof over our heads, is in that other 29%. We have to keep a roof over the heads of the sheriff's office, etc. So
and there were leaks in the roof.
Oh boy!
Future preparedness. We're building resilience into our community and economic stability. When people know that your community is safe, they want to live here, and property values go up. If your cousin, your buddy, finds out how much you love living in Kane County because you know that you're safe and secure and prosperous here in Kane County, people want to come, and that helps our home values go up, our property values, our businesses will thrive when we have more people wanting to come to Kane County.
Yes. Yep. Madam Chair?
I'm just curious.
Oh, did you?
No. Oh,
okay.
as far as,
I thought I was interrupting
no.
when Mavis stopped. I'm sorry about that.
I was reflecting on what the facilities were looking like and how they're being repaired. Some of that was obviously being able to repair from the ARPA money, the American Rescue Plan resources, gratefully, which were very restricted. The air conditioners, because of airflow, because of COVID, those were able to be repaired throughout the county buildings. But we still have county buildings that need some help. And the sheriff's jail has been in poor repair for so many years, and it's one of our greatest assets. So we have to make sure that we do maintain it to the best of our ability. And so a lot of money has been going in there to repair nothing sexy, but very needed pipes, bathrooms. As I mentioned, the kitchen. They only have one working dishwasher.
Chillers.
The air conditioning. I mean, there were there were air vents that had not been able to be cleaned in decades.
Wow.
So that is all being taken
was all
care of
delayed
now
maintenance.
to make sure that, that facility where people live, they live there. You may not like the people who live there, but they may be your family member, they may be a relative, but there are people that will have a decent, clean place to live that's safe for them and safe for our officers who work there 24/7.
Yeah, as a Kane County resident, a person who's seen the changes that the county has made, but also hearing firsthand from Jamie Mosser and the like, and just doing what we've done, I feel it's a fair tax. Not having it on groceries is definitely, I think that's a
Critical.
boon for
It's
many.
critical.
Yeah, that really is. So
And there's
I
no
think,
taxes on groceries now at all.
right. So I feel personally that it's a unnecessary and safe and manageable increase. 9:28 is the time. Good morning to you if you're just now joining us. Thea, good morning. Scott Christophel is here. Good morning to y'all. Tracy Duran is here, and Yvonne as well. All right. So as we land the airplane, as we start to land this airplane
Okay.
of this interview here, this was fun.
I
What's our last pitch to the Kane County voter?
So you asked whether or not voters are supporting this. I was recently with 300 active people standing on Randall Road on Saturday, and friends were going up and down, volunteers, grassroots, because this is a grassroots effort. We're talking about the sales tax. All 300 people were in support of this. All 300 people contributed independently and willingly a little bit of money to help support this so that we could buy yard signs. So this is asking who supports this? It's the people of Kane County who feel engaged with this, who
Right.
feel the need for it. And as you say, Curtis, it's a small tax. And with this, we're going to be able to keep our other taxes low, because as we face this structural deficit, we're going to have to look at other things that we can do to bring in revenue that may be less desirable for the consumer than this is.
Right.
So I think it's, to me, a very fair tax. I've talked to the board about it since 2021,
Okay.
and they finally made the decision to allow the voters to make their decision. It's their choice to make. We don't force this on you. It's not like a property tax that we can do independently. It's not like an increase in the gasoline tax that we can do independently. This is your choice, and we hope you will support this because of public safety. Because if we don't have good public safety in Kane County, I feel very sad about that if that happens.
Mavis, last words?
I have a couple frequently asked questions I'd like to bring up. How much time have I got?
You got like 284 seconds.
Okay.
I know you can do a lot with that.
Okay. Like I told Curtis, I never met a microphone I didn't like.
Oh, I know. That's a fact. I'm glad to have you back on the show, Mavis.
Okay, here's a couple frequently asked questions that I like to talk about. What will the money be used for, and how can residents be sure that the money will go towards public safety? So every dollar will raised through the tax would be required by state statute to be spent on public safety. This will all be audited. There will be nothing swept under the rug. Nothing will be swept to go pay for something else. Every penny of this tax will go towards our public safety efforts. Another question is, will the public safety tax rate be the same across Kane County? And the answer is yes. 0.75% sales tax rate will apply uniformly throughout Kane County. And then I'm going to reiterate this important point. Food, medicine, cars, some of those, the most basic things in people's lives will not be covered by this tax. So we're doing our best to make this a fair tax, make it payable by people from outside Kane County as well as inside. We're making it not a property tax because we know our homeowners are doing their fair share. And public safety is so important to all of our quality of life, our way of life, our children's safety, our family's safety. So we hope you will vote yes on April 1st for the referendum. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was a great way to continue during the week with this important information about the Kane County sales tax referendum. As Mavis and Corinne just mentioned, April 1st, make your decision. Once again, this is for the residents of Kane County. I hope the information that you guys found here was of use to you all. Please support the Kane County Board, follow them on social media, and definitely get ready to see many more great things in Kane County.
And our website is canesafe.org.
Canesafe.org is the website. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you guys have a blessed, prosperous, and a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye-bye.
Head on over to Buenos Dias, Aurora, and watch the great show right now. And Good Morning Aurora will return tomorrow with more news, more weather, and the best of Aurora. Take care of yourself and each other.
Being a local business in Chicago, we've always worked with community banks, but over time, those smaller banks started getting acquired by larger national footprint banks. It became time to work with Wintrust to meet our needs without having to have that big bank feel.
Wintrust understood what they wanted to accomplish, and they've increased in size 5 times over.
As we continue to grow, we're going to keep needing to borrow, so I'm sure they're going to love that.
Serving their needs. It's really the foundation of what Wintrust commercial banking is all about.